Here with the one and only Robert Garcia. Robert, let's talk about everything that's been going on in the world of boxing, but let's first talk about the thing that everybody's talking about in the world of boxing, and that's, was it a knockdown? Was the whole Lamont Roach, Tank Davis, Tank taking a knee, going to the corner after taking the knee and getting wiped out, was it a knockdown? And should it have been a disqualification?
Look, it could have easily been a disqualification too, or a referee stops contest, because look, there's no way a fighter could take a timeout and go get his, during the round. There's no way a fighter could say, okay, timeout, because he took a knee like a timeout kind of thing, and walk to his corner to wipe his face. That's fucking unheard of and never seen before. There's no way that's legal in boxing. It shouldn't have. When a fighter, we just seen it recently with Espinosa and Rubesis. Rubesis got hit with the right hand, and then he walks back and walks away, and the red right away wiped it up.
That happened with Lara versus Angulo.
Exactly. It's over. It's over. So Tank doing that, took a knee. It should have right away. The ref should have started, counting as a knockdown. But he still walks away to his corner. I'm actually, surprised that the ref didn't call it a knockdown, because he's a really good ref.
Willis is a really good ref.
Willis is a great ref, one of the best in boxing right now, and that was a big mistake. He should have counted it as a knockdown. Like I told you, I wouldn't have been surprised if when he walked away, if he would have just waved it up, because that's walking away from the fight. Because of the odds, during the break, tell the corners to wipe it out. You can't do that when the fight's going on. There's no way, nothing. You can't do that when the fight's going on. You can't time out, take a knee, and walk away. There's just no way. But it is boxing, and a lot of things happen in boxing.
Given the fact that it was such a big mistake, given the fact that it happened in New York, and there's always been questions about the New York Commission and the way that they run boxing and everything like that, do you think anything will ever change to where that doesn't happen again, that doesn't occur again? This is the first time we've ever seen this happen in boxing like that, and boxing's been around for over hundreds of years.
I think it's just something that Tank shouldn't have done that either. Take a knee and go walk away to get your eyes wiped off. Come on, man. Wait for the bell to ring. Tell your corner to do that. You don't do that during the fight. I don't know what went through his mind. How can he think he could take a timeout during the round to go get his eye wiped off? It's just ridiculous to. ¿Cómo estás? It's just ridiculous to think like that. It's just unheard of. And then also the ref. When that shit should have right away been a standing 8 count. Should have been not a standing 8 count, because he took a knee, so it should have been a knockdown, an 8 count. But it didn't happen. Now we have a draw, and Lamont Roach walks away with a draw. He should have walked away being a world champion. Honestly, he should have walked away being a world champion. Now,
before we get into the fight and how Roach did, because he had a performance that no one ever saw coming, I'll let you do this, because no matter what, anytime you disparage a fighter, especially if it's someone's favorite fighter, they're gonna call you a hater. So before we get into it, to anybody that will say what you just said right now is because you're a Tank hater, let them know.
I'm not. I like Tank. I've always said Tank's a great fighter. I enjoy watching Tank's fights. I've also said that him being such a great fighter and such an exciting fighter with so much power, I would love to see him unify, look for bigger challenges. I've always criticized, the type of opponents he fights, because I think he's good enough to beat anybody at 135. I think he could beat anybody at 135, and I think he could compete against the best out there at 135 and 140. But he hasn't. He's always been very careful with who he fights. He's always try to fight the smaller guys, moving up in weight, and the right guys that are just gonna be there for him to go out there and look good. I think he could compete against anybody. I think he could challenge himself against all the world champions at 135 and 140, but he hasn't. So I've criticized that. But do I like Tank as a fighter? He's a fucking badass. He fucking has power. He's got a great style. He has everybody waiting for that one punch to knock his opponents out, because that's what he does. You know, so I don't hate on him. Plus, he became a business. He does fucking great numbers on his events. You know, I think right there at the Barclays, there's only one. I think a singer, and it's one of those huge motherfuckers, big, that has done better numbers than him. He's number 2, and then Bad Bunny's number 3, and then he's number 4. So out of the top 4, best
gate, everything.
He's got 2 of them. So he's great when it comes to gates and people wanting to watch him fight. But I have criticized his opponents. You know, he should try to unify, look for those unifications, because he, you know, like I said, he might beat all the guys there too, but he hasn't. And this was another one that we were always, I was always, man, why, you know, it's gonna be another one of those where he's taking his time and then knocks him out cold. Fuck no, Roach fucking surprised everybody. And I told Roach after the fight in the hotel, I went up to him, I said, look, you proved everybody wrong, including myself, because I always thought, you know, Tank was take his time, pick the right round and knock him out. That's what I thought. That's what everybody thought. But Roach fucking did a badass fight, and he should have came out with a win because the judges had it a draw.
Yeah.
But with that knockdown, it should have been a win for him.